Well, good day. Hello, everybody. Everybody that's here, anyways. Welcome to the show. I am here. Mike Garrett is sitting right there. Hello, Garrett.
Howdy.
How you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing great today. It's been cold. It was even colder than yesterday.
No, it was like
It was.
7 yesterday.
When I woke up, it was -7, and it feels like it was -17. And then got to work to find out the
Wait, it
furnace
was
in the back was
negative
broken.
7 when did
Yeah,
you say it was negative?
I
Like
took a
wind
screenshot.
chill?
No, no,
Like
no,
wind chill?
-7. Wind chill -17.
Wow. What is going on? I remember those. I thought it was Michigan's is getting to the place where it's going to be like a nice moderate place. It's not going to be like this whole fear. I
Yeah,
mean, global warming. I would welcome it on some
me
level.
too.
It's not going to affect me in my lifetime really, and I'm selfish. So, it's if it warms up a little bit, I think you guys are going to be in a good spot there. But this is crazy.
Yeah,
-7. Holy shit.
it was
That's
cold. And I got
that's like way up north stuff. That's like UP temps right there.
then I got to work to find out the furnace in the back was broken. So
Oh,
I had to
nice.
stand in
That's
it
when
all
I
day.
call in sick for the day. I go
Oh,
home and go, I've
I
got a
was
stomach
telling the
bug.
boss, you call an HVAC company or I'm leaving. I'm not doing this.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. People that do real jobs for a living and have to deal with the elements, like it is not lost on me what they do and what a absolute pussy I am and have been my whole life. Like it's just there's no way. There's no
Yeah.
way. I did that. I had a real job where I had to do work for a summer. And I'm really glad I did. I was younger, but it's no bullshit when you're out there in the middle of July with a blowtorch
Yep.
cutting, racks of steel into 50-pound increments and then tossing those into, you know, uh, for a dumpster for to go to recycling and stuff. Like we had to break down racks of steel like every day, all day for a summer. But at the time I was fucking 19. It was like shirt off,
Yeah.
blowtorch, fucking cutting these things.
You know what those
My
jobs are
brother
missing
was doing
though?
it with me. Huh?
You know what those jobs are missing though is female representation.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Not
It's
enough
funny you
women
say
in
that.
the steel industry.
I don't remember a single female with us. Now we were a
Yeah.
very small crew. There was only like 5 of us, I think.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like oil drilling, steel mills. I don't see a lot of women in those industries, and I think
Not
that's
a
a
lot of
problem.
chicks.
No.
No,
I wonder why.
no. Yeah, and it was a lot of boys being boys, man.
Yeah.
I mean, the shit talking, the absolute misogyny at its finest. When you had to take a shit, like guys would climb up, I don't know, 8 stories of metal racks, hang
Yeah.
their ass over the end and just shit down. Like when they had
Yeah.
to shit, it was just like, yeah, what are you gonna do? There'd probably be some OSHA violations if that's the company or the group that
Only
would.
if they catch you.
Yeah, yeah. Nobody gave a shit what we were doing,
No.
and we got paid. We'd go eat hush puppies at Long John Silver's down the road. So it was the
Yep.
closest thing. Get right back to work, and yeah, just it was awesome. It was awesome. But I couldn't do it now. There's no chance.
No.
There's no chance.
It does wear on
Anyway,
you fast too.
what's that?
It wears on you fast, physically and mentally after a while. You're like, man, I can't keep climbing this ladder. I'm only 27. I'm like, my back hurts. I
Yeah.
shouldn't be
Oh,
saying
just
that.
wait, dude.
I know.
Just wait. There's a decline at 32, I'd
Yep.
say, and then 40, and then it just gets like you think like, oh, it's over. I've reached that point where I can't really, and then it's like, oh, just give it a year, and then
Yeah.
like, dude, yeah, and then you start paying for all those times you banged yourself up when you were 24,
Yeah.
25, and
I
it's
got a
like you
couple
just
metal
brushed
shows
it
in my
off.
head. I'm like,
But you brush those off. You do. Like I remember getting hurt playing sports, and it was just like, yeah, just play through it.
yeah.
Nah, you end up feeling those way later, and you don't care when you're 24. You don't think that day's coming where it matters for you. I always thought like medical advancements will take care of this. I don't have to
Yeah.
worry about it. Whatever I'm doing now, they'll have a fix for later. And so you just blow it off, and it's like, yeah, now my foot doesn't work.
Yeah.
This is great. Thanks,
That's where I'm at.
science.
I'm starting to run
Yeah.
into that a little bit.
Yeah, just wait, dude. You're
I
don't
know.
don't be a pussy yet, because you're
Not
gonna
yet.
look
Not
back and
yet.
be like, I was a soldier at 27.
I
Now I'm
will.
actually.
I'll be at work
Yeah,
tomorrow. Doing the same thing I was
yeah,
doing today.
yeah. Lot to get to today. There's quite a few things I wanted to touch on that we never did yesterday. I thought it was great having Kraus on from Twisted Brown Trucker. He was a lot of fun, and I can't wait to do that again. Thank you to people that reached out and said how much you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it too, and I knew Jason would be great, and he was. But I didn't get into any of the news today. There was kind of a lot going on in the world, and we'll get to. Sorry, I'm trying to move my chair up a little bit. We'll get to some of that stuff. The Nazi salute. We never talked about that, or
We're back, baby.
the woke bishop. The what?
We're back, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. But hey, this part of the show brought to you by Deer Lake Athletic Club in Clarkston. They got a full gym, fitness classes, 3 pools, not 1, not 2, but 3. Swim lessons, tennis, pickleball, childcare, and more. The Backcourt Restaurant inside Deer Lake Athletic Club has weekly specials like Taxo Tuesday, Quizzo on Wednesday, kids meals for $5 on Thursdays, along with Wednesday and Thursday dinner specials, live entertainment on Fridays and Saturdays, breakfast on Sundays from 10 to 1, Bloody Mary bar, bottomless mimosas. They offer a special Sunday menu after 1 o'clock. Need to book an event. Their banquet director, Emily, can fill you in on all the specials. Call 248-625-8686. Or you can stop right in at 6167 White Lake Road in Clarkston, or visit them at DeerLakeAthleticClub.com. And that's DEER, not like deer, Deer Lake Athletic Club for more info. Deer Lake Athletic Club, one club for the whole family. Thank you to them. I'm sure they're listening. And also, I promised Nick I wouldn't drop the ball on him and give him an extra read this week. Kind of fucked him over last week. So this part of the show is also brought to you by your insurance expert. Are you paying too much for health insurance? Are you uninsured? Health insurance can be confusing. That is understatement of the year. Nick Matthews from Your Insurance Expert is an expert in health insurance, life insurance, Medicare supplements, so that you don't have to be. Call Nick at 248-914-1173. That can be a life-changing phone call. Trust me, I speak from experience. Nick is great, and you don't even know what you don't know. So please call Nick.
He's helped me a lot too.
He's helped all of us. 248-914-1173. Well, we have a new president, and we won't spend a ton of time on the politics stuff. There's a lot to get to, but we did have Trump go to church, and then we had the woke bishop. Did you see the woke bishop?
I saw a little bit of it, but I never dug into him.
It's a chick. Well, I think it's supposedly is married to a man. I don't know. I've seen a lot of the lesbians of the world, and this strikes me as one of them. I don't know where God lands on the whole gay thing. What is God thinking about the gays these days?
According to the Pope, he's cool with it now, but according to the Bible, he still ain't.
Okay.
But who
yeah,
knows?
I know.
God, in the Bible, God even said you can hit a slave as long as you don't kill him.
Yeah. Well, what if you hit a gay slave?
That's what I'm saying. Would it be okay then? Like if you killed the gay slave?
I don't know.
Technically, the gay is the bad part, right? Like, does that outweigh the slavery part?
I don't know. I don't know how that works. You gotta historical context is what is lacking for so many people. They don't understand.
So I'm just gonna go off the Pope. I feel like he speaks to God the most, so maybe him and God are boys, and he's got the inside scoop.
But isn't he kind of known as the woke Pope? Isn't that the knock on his papalness?
Maybe God's
kind of the woke Pope.
Maybe God flipped teams. Who knows?
Yeah, it seems unlikely, but I don't know. I haven't been to church in a very, very long time. It's been many, many, many years. My bad on that.
Yeah.
But the bishop, the one that scolded Donald Trump, has responded, and we'll play that video for you in a second if you missed it. Called her nasty. He just doesn't give a shit, man.
No.
And not smart. After she encouraged him to show mercy to the alphabet community and illegal immigrants, the Reverend Marianne Edgar Budde, B-U-D-D-E, I don't know how to say that.
Yeah.
Said she wanted her sermon to counter the narrative that is so divisive and polarizing, in which people are being harmed during an appearance on The View. Oh God, these heroes that are coming to save the poor communities of whatever. Let's hear from the Pope, or I'm sorry, not the Pope, but Mary Ann. Yeah, here was her original.
To have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families.
I heard God doesn't like them too much.
Some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meat packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals. They may not be citizens or have the proper documentation.
So racist.
But the vast majority of immigrants are not criminals.
No shit.
No, they don't.
And our good neighbors. They are faithful members of our churches and mosques, synagogues,
mostly synagogues,
Radara, and temples. I ask you to have mercy, Mr. President, on those in our communities whose children fear that their parents will be taken away, and that you help those who are fleeing war zones and persecution in their own
That's more
lands
your job.
Yeah.
to find compassion and welcome here. Our God teaches us that we are to be merciful.
I think we get it.
You know,
what's that?
This is just a fun fact about the Ukraine war is that they banned Russian Orthodoxy, like an entire religion over there after the war broke out. So when she's like, all these war refugees looking for help, I'm like, you mean the Russians that got kicked out of Ukraine because they weren't allowed to practice their religion anymore?
Yeah, I don't know enough about it, but this just doesn't seem like the place for this, you know, to make your political statement. There she is on the CBS morning. So she's making the rounds now.
Yep.
Trump went on to say the so-called bishop who spoke at the National Prayer Service, the so-called bishop, on Tuesday was a radical left hardline Trump hater. Yeah, it's pretty clear what she was. She brought her church into the world of politics in a very ungracious way. She was nasty in tone, not compelling or smart. She failed to mention the large number of illegal migrants that came into our country and killed people. Many were deposited from jails and mental institutions. It's a giant crime wave that is taking place in the USA. Apart from her inappropriate statements, the service was a very boring and uninspiring one. She is not very good at her job. She and her church owe the public an apology. Yeah, she's not going to be apologizing. I was trying to speak a truth in a way that was as respectful and kind as I could, and to bring in other voices. Yeah, I don't know. She's one of these like traipsing around and social justice warriors. You see the usual haircut, the mask, the whole works. She's right out of central casting for this group. Boots on the ground protester. I think we have a video of her at one of those protests. I think it was the last email I sent you, Garrett. Sorry, I sent you a confusing string of.
You're all good. I got it right here.
Of multiple ones. But if you're wondering, you know, like, oh, is she just from the goodness of her heart? Like, no, they all kind of have the same MO in their delivery and whatnot. It's just, yeah.
There it is.
So, yeah, go ahead.
At the
and
president.
They're so angry.
They're angry at the president. So what is your message to President Trump today?
Well, he should. I've given up speaking to President Trump. We need to replace President Trump. We need leadership that will lead us in the ways that this country deserves.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At the president.
Yeah, there she is. So she's one of these radical Black Lives Matter supporters. You know, it's just, I don't know how that gets through the vetting process that this idiot is giving the sermon. Like, you know, I don't know. It just doesn't feel like the right time.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, the guys in the crowd, JD Vance and Trump and his whole family, Trump didn't really react, but it's just like, yeah, I don't think this is going to have the play and the outcome you think it is. You know, I wonder if, I wonder what the, you know, the community, if you will, like, are you getting tired of these people speaking on your behalf all the time? It's always the same like just libtard fucking same haircut person blathering on about, gay people or trans people. She blathers on about our trans brothers and sisters. And I don't know. I feel like, they're, it's just like this. Oh, the migrants who pick our fruit and clean our
Yeah.
bathrooms and wash our dishes after me. Like how, like, it just strikes me as so inauthentic and so rude.
Yeah.
And you said racist. It just does. Like,
If I
yes,
said that, I'd be charged with something. Like,
well,
I know we have hate crime laws here in Michigan. I'd probably be charged with something if I said that thing to a group of people like that.
yeah. Well, it strikes me as like, yes, there are people that clean bathrooms and pick fruit and all that and wash your dishes that are white people.
Yeah.
And black people and all people. And then there are just like migrants who come on HB1 visas that are top brass in their country and come over and become engineers and surgeons, professors that have all kinds of stuff. And you kind of blanket them all into this category of, oh, these poor people picking your fruit, just trying to pay taxes and make their way. And thank God you have this liberal fucking middle-aged white woman, going to bat for you. I know gay people and trans people, and they, Garrett, we've talked about it here, and I don't mean to use you for it, but you don't need anyone speaking for you.
No, usually you do it wrong. It comes out like a bishop saying that, oh, the gay community with their weird clubs and talking to kids and their weird sexual stuff. It's like that's the representation I hear constantly from people. Like, oh, just let it be weird, creepy people in public.
Yeah.
That shouldn't fly. That just in no society does that fly.
Yeah.
Why do you try and normalize it?
No, it just comes off as weird. I think they're good-hearted people. I see a lot of people kind of losing their minds, and people I know, I see their Facebook posts, and it's like they want to demonize anybody who critiques that or criticizes that, and it's like, I don't know if you know any gay people, if you think you're playing the hero role of constantly defending, what you view as these meek people in society that need other people speaking up for them and carrying a torch for them. And it just seems like, I don't know that many people that have a problem with someone who's gay. I think we've cleared that hurdle in society. And the trans people, for the most part, want to be kind of left alone.
The real ones do. The real ones do. I've gotten to a fight with the entire community where I feel like there's two gay communities now because it's so cool to be gay. There's actual gay people like Marina and I who are just trying to be left alone to live a life, or maybe I go on a show and I'll make jokes about it and I can just roll with it.
Yeah.
Then there's the people who want attention, so everything has to be a problem. Look at me, look at me. Yeah. I'm transitioning for attention. I'm being gay for attention. I'm out here yelling and flailing around for attention.
Yeah. Well, I worry about that. I worry about that only with the young people. The young ones, I think, if you're being honest, you can understand, like people make decisions when they're young, and it's our job to kind of protect them and let them get to a certain place. And then there's legitimate trans people that go on with their lives. And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't feel like, you need to carry the torch for them all the time. Like,
think about it like this, though. I mean, the middle-aged white women right now are the ones who raised that whole generation of gay kids who want attention, and they're not going to give their kids the attention they don't deserve. That mom's going to give the kid all the attention she can and be the biggest supporter of the community for their kid.
Yeah.
So I think that's where all these middle-aged white women are coming out being gay politics.
I don't know. I guess it would, if it hit close to home and you had a kid that was trans or something and you're going to bat, like maybe that's a little different. The people I'm seeing a lot of that seem the most angry and are like, they're the quickest to be like, you hateful, blah, blah, blah. If you don't just jump on board with this, I don't know. It just seems not like, and I know deep down that they're good people and it's probably coming from a good place, but I don't think it's smart to tell all your fellow countrymen who might take issue with certain stuff, because it's like anything in life, it's nuanced. Yeah. And there are battles worth fighting and ones that probably aren't. And just labeling everybody like, oh my God, the most,
Yeah.
the worst people ever. Look at MAGA. And you're like, okay, yeah, that's, I don't
Okay.
know. I think that the election said a lot to those people. Like, yeah, shut the fuck up. People don't want to hear this anymore.
Popular and electoral. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with it. And I'm not even a Trump supporter. Like, I'm just like, listen, the whole country's decided. We're sick of what was happening. I don't even like Trump, and even I was sick of what was happening.
Yeah. No,
I will say I'm glad he's back.
cannot. I thought Trump's speech was one of the best speeches, eloquent, certainly that he's ever given. Stayed on teleprompter. The message was strong, powerful for a strong America. I thought it was really good, really good. But I already see people that are just they don't want to see that, and so they're going to see what they want to see. I personally, I cannot watch a Trump speech. Cannot watch him. I don't need to hear him ramble. I understand his cadence. I get how he is. I'm not going to spend the next 4 years. I haven't spent the previous 8 years watching many of his speeches. I just don't. I don't watch his rallies or because I know what he is and his delivery, and he's just the whole rambly nature of it. The Holden Court aspect of it is a turnoff. But if you try to just parse every sentence for like, what did he say there? What did he mean there? Like, dude, you're going to drive yourself insane.
Well, that's what they've been doing.
I know. Did you see Elon Musk and the Nazi salute or the Sieg Heil?
It's like, all you have to do, Elon, is just send it home. We're almost in the home stretch. Don't do anything crazy. The motherfucker throws a straight salute.
Yeah.
And I got the context too. I know it is. Like, he really meant like, hey, from my heart to all of you. He's trying to like wave to the crowd. All right.
Let's watch it.
Get it right here.
Elections, they come and go. Some elections are, important, some are not. But this one, this one really mattered. And I just want to say thank you for making it happen. Thank you. My heart goes out to you. It is thanks to you that the future of civilization.
Good enough.
It was barely a salute too.
Look, as soon as I saw it, it was like, oh yeah, there's no.
There it is.
Yeah, there's no doubt this is coming. Now, again, this is how you choose to see things, how you choose to interpret is up to you. And so, yeah, you can go, oh my God, that looks like the Sieg Heil, whatever.
Roman, as they keep saying.
Yeah, what is it? The Roman what?
The Roman salute.
Roman salute. Yeah, it's Sieg Heil, and when you saw Hitler do it, we've all seen those videos, and the media. I don't even say mainstream anymore because it's the farthest thing from the mainstream, but the legacy media jumped all over it, and oh my God, it is what it is. I can promise you though, unless I wouldn't put it past him to know exactly what he's doing and troll.
I can see it. He is fucking around with it right now.
And every time you go to defend something, it's like, oh, I'm making excuses for this, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
This is a simple thing where I think if you've paid attention to Elon Musk over the years, there's a couple things that leap off the page. And it's kind of, it kind of reminds you as Rain Man, like 246, 246, like and I don't know what he has clinically, if it's Asperger's.
It's something autism, because he just retweeted this one. I think this is funny. Elon Musk is not Nazi, okay? He has autism. He just does this when he gets excited. And it's Elon Musk jumping up and doing a swastika. Yeah,
this is the dream right here. To get to a point with money where you literally are untouchable. There is no like, oh, we're going to cancel. We're going to do this. I look at Elon Musk. He's hard to listen to speak. Okay. Yeah. When I watch him, he's like Trump in that way, that it's hard, like it's not very conversational. And Elon Musk has a lot of hiccups in his delivery, and whatever he has, Asperger's or whatever it is he deals with, it's crystal clear that that's what's going on with him. And it makes for when he's on stage and he's doing the jump thing, like you see it right away and you go, God, what the fuck? This looks weird. I thought we weren't allowed to make fun of people like that who have whatever they have, that sort of.
No. Remember when I said voting for Trump's gay and everyone said it's okay to use gay as an insult because I was calling Trump supporters gay?
Sure.
It's the same thing, just kind of the other way around. Like it's not okay to make fun of autistic people unless they're on the right. Then it's fine.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it comes off as. It's like Joe Biden has a stutter. How dare you? And it's like, yeah, I've been watching Joe Biden for many, many years. The stutter just happened to pop up, and it wasn't a stutter. Like, let's be honest here. But tried to use that as like ground cover for clear deficiencies in Joe Biden's delivery, which the voters recognized and acted accordingly. That's the way that played out. With Elon Musk, we've seen this many times with him when he's talking. Any of those speeches, they're hard to listen to. There's some people that are just really great on a microphone. They're very good conversationalists. They get up there, they can say what they mean, and they're great with the delivery. Elon Musk definitely has some of those deficiencies. Grimes has come out now, who fathered 3 kids with Elon, and those kids AX2, XAE, X Dark Sidir, Tau Techno Mechanicus 2. The kids.
This is his old Warcraft game usernames.
Is that what that is?
Pretty much at this point, he's just naming them after usernames he had in World of Warcraft and shit. He's big in that.
Yeah. Doesn't matter. They'll be set financially for life anyways.
Yeah. Except the one
they
that
won't have to worry about it. Huh?
Except for the trans one who hates him. I think that one got caught
Yeah.
up.
God, I mean,
Oops.
dude, you just swallow that one.
Shut up.
Go,
You just shut up and live your life.
Dad's worth $250 billion. We're not gonna worry about this. I don't know that this stuff here where Grimes fans are going after Grimes over this, like, and you say what? I'm canceled. There's always this big threat from people.
Yeah.
I will never listen. I don't know. What is Grimes? A singer? I don't even know what it is.
He's like a weird industrial pop singer.
Cool.
Type. It's a shitty type of music.
Yeah, I have no interest in it. I don't care. But I do, you put yourself in this spot, like you get involved with, this level of power or celebrity, you're going to have to deal with it. I would just ignore it personally. Yeah. You don't need to respond to these. Like, imagine trying to, like, have to comment on everything your ex does, and they're a global public eye. Like, and they're kind of a professional troll. Like, that's as good a troll as you're going to get. Having him in the shape of a Nazi, as if anyone truly believes he's a Nazi.
Yeah.
It's the same thing you saw with when it was like, oh yeah, Trump is a threat to democracy, and then you get the letter from Biden afterwards, like, good, wishing him luck. It's like, none of that anything. It was just used as a weapon. So Grimes, Claire Butcher is her actual name, wrote that she's happy to denounce Nazism and the far alt-right. Okay, why stop her? Might as well denounce everything.
Yeah.
She was pestered with fans. Would you help clear this up? It would do a lot of good to clarify your stance right now. I would send him a middle finger. Really? No, I don't need to answer. Yeah. I'm not at your beck and call every time my ex says something, does something. That's what I would recommend she do. I don't know. It's just hilarious.
Yeah, it's weird the X comes out. Like, my biggest problem with Elon Musk is that he responds to fucking everything that comes at him. And at one point I get it and it's okay, but he gets petty sometimes. Like, I'm getting kind of sick of him to a point where he got called out recently because he said he was like a top 4 Diablo player in the world. And somebody actually went through and combed through some shit and figured out he was not, totally made all of that up.
Wait, wasn't he number 1 in the world? I thought he was the number 1 Diablo player.
Yeah, no,
I don't know how you determine that, but
somebody went through like leaderboards or something. He banned that guy from Twitter. He does not. He doesn't like when you come at him. So that's the big thing with
Yeah,
Elon Musk.
that's
That he
true.
needs to get the fuck over. Like, dude, you are worth almost $1 trillion. Just get the fuck over it. Let those guys go.
Yeah.
Like when he had that one kid who was tracking all of his flights, he banned that kid and almost tried to get him arrested.
Yeah, that one was a little different. That
Yeah, I
just
get it,
that one, the airplane tracking. I almost forgot about that. That
But
one
the kid was
seems
also
like,
looking for a job and would have been happy to help Elon Musk and work with him.
well, that okay, but publicly posting, like, if you take it out of the context of just Elon Musk, think about the people that would be traveling privately with Elon Musk. That would be
Yeah.
children, wife, girlfriend, like dignitaries, whatever. You wouldn't want that stuff public. So I get that one more so than the others where you're,
There is some of that, but
you get a little
they do-
red-assed over. What?
Yeah, but they do it with every celebrity. I mean, Taylor Swift's flights are famously tracked because she's such an eco warrior. Come to find out, she's flying a private jet 40 minutes in the same state.
Yeah, but I don't know if that. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, and it's just there's a line. I mean, it's air doxing. I don't know, like having flight records of stuff, so you know that this plane made these trips, these people were on them. That one with Elon, I thought was like in real time, though. It was like a real time tracker of his
I think it was
flights.
just saying where he like took off and where he landed when. So it was not like super real time, but it would just tell you like where he's at basically in the world at any given moment.
Yeah, I don't know.
And also with the right of privacy thing, I think we're at a point with technology and everything where nobody really has that anymore. I mean, if you really wanted to, you could punch my phone number into a couple search engines and figure out my address. I'm not telling you to do it. It's not something you want to do, but it's not hard.
Yeah, I get that. It's scary though. It's
It is. And
I don't know that that's a good thing.
I mean, they used to tour celebrities' houses. I'm sure Elon Musk's house would be on one of those tours.
Yeah. And the people in
legal?
LA hated that shit.
Yeah.
I
get it. No, and they're right for it. But that's what I'm saying with Elon Musk is he gets so petty about it, it becomes almost to his detriment.
Yeah. It's he's a weird dude. I'm glad that the world has Elon Musk's in him.
Yes.
I thought that when he was a hardcore lefty, I thought that, and I still think it now. I wonder if there's any truth to that. There's been speculation that he's running these global corporations, these massive, what would have government, contracts behind them and all kinds of national security implications and different levels of clearance involved and what he can say and what he can't. There's a lot on that dude's plate. And the only thing you ever hear him actually complain about is like, I don't sleep. It's just go. And yet he's still able to tweet all day. And it's like, is it possible that this is some AI program that he's working on that is tweeting it on his behalf?
He probably has like a full-time Twitter assistant who kind of got it, like knows how to tweet like him.
See, I would think he would be using the latest and greatest in technology in AI that you wouldn't even bother with it.
He'd be using
with a
Grok,
human. Or whatever's beyond Grok that I could see him using shit that will be, the way of the future. Who knows? Who knows what's going on with that dude? It does seem weird that as dialed in as he is with Tesla and SpaceX and the Boring Company and whatever else he's got going on, that he would be able to tweet all day. You see CEOs work and they don't have that kind of time to be able to be that creative, that funny, and that trolling and the meme creation, like all of the stuff that goes on all day with that dude. I don't know where you'd have the time.
I think he's got a private, like a personal assistant. Like, because the tweets are so responsive and so snappy, I don't think AI is there yet. No matter what kind of AI he has access to, I don't think that's.
You don't think he would have been the access to AI that is
He'd
not
probably
for
have access to the greatest AI ever, but I don't think that AI is there yet. It would need something to generate off of, and if it's trying to generate,
but you wouldn't know about it. That's
what I'm saying is,
dummy. You wouldn't know about it. Imagine what next generation of fucking AI is going to look like. You telling me you don't think he could be onto AGI or ASI at this point? I mean, I would think he would be.
Nah,
I don't know.
No,
but
if he was there, we would have Neuralink by now. I mean, we've got one guy who
We
kind of
do.
has it working. We got one guy who kind of has it working.
Yeah, and that guy will beat the shit out of you in a video game.
Yeah,
he can shoot with his
probably.
eyes, dude. It's crazy. That
I
dude
don't know, I
would
could probably take
wail on you, huh?
I could take him. I'm just kidding.
Dude, you'd get fucking smoked. Smoked.
I
Smoked.
know.
He just looks at it and it operates the trigger for him.
Yeah, but that's not like super crazy AI intelligence. Like we used to have a game when I was a kid that was like you put it on your head, it was a little headband, it would make a ball levitate in front of you. And it's kind of the same technology where you're just using Bluetooth interfaces to work off.
All right, tough guy. Why don't you challenge him? I want you to
All
reach
right.
out and challenge him
I'll find him.
and see what we can do.
All
See
right.
what we can do. The wildfires getting more and more contained every day. I wanted to have Newberg on soon. I think we're going to have him next week. He's got a lot going on with Hollywood Squares has done really
Yeah,
well.
it just premiered.
Yeah, I think there's a few episodes that have aired, and that's doing well in the ratings and whatnot. I kind of wanted to leave Chris alone for a little bit while the fires were going on, but I do want get him on to talk, like having boots on the ground and being there daily and seeing what the community is kind of like. Like he's in the heart of that, so. I thought it'd be interesting to talk to him. So we will have him on. Maybe we'll do that Monday. He was talking about tomorrow, but we'll do a member show tomorrow, patreon.com/TDC podcast. If you'd like to become a member, and I thought, there's not that many people that'll hear that. I thought it'd be better if he was on next week. So we can look forward to that. But we do still have some trouble going on. Looters, I can't believe looting is still going on. It is weird. It's not like robbing a house. It's like you've got these blocks of houses that are just ash, and then people coming through and kind of sifting through shit and stealing stuff.
And I'm going to be honest, it's kind of tempting with what's out there in Hollywood. Like
I
as a
know.
little collector, I'd be out there. I'm not trying to condone looting, but I would totally be out there kind of sifting through, like, is there some old scripts or something? Like I love old memorabilia shit.
Yeah,
I'd be
I know.
searching
I do
for it.
too. It'd be hard. It would be hard.
Yeah.
But I think you would agree with me, Garrett, that if you did that, you would understand, like, I might get shot right now.
Yeah.
You
If
know,
somebody came out for
Because it does have kind of like there's robbing people. And I in no way, okay, I'm just trying to be reasonable about it.
Yeah.
But there's garbage pickers too, right?
Yes.
And we all agree that garbage picking, people do that for myriad reasons. Some do it to find food. Some do it looking for rare shit. Some do it
Or scrap.
in wealthier neighborhoods because it's like, they're throwing a microwave out that, probably was $1,000 microwave a year ago. And it's better than the hunk of shit I'm using. Like there's all kinds going through, and it's like, we all agree that that's fine. It's kind of weird, but lots of people do
it's
it.
popular. It's like Kendrick Lamar actually has a line about where it's like, don't be the last one out to get the stove. It's like the last people out there to try and get the stove that somebody left out in front of their house.
Yeah. Dude, I used to do it especially when I was moving, or if I was redoing stuff, or you're doing a big spring cleaning at the house and it's kind of like out with the old, and you put a dresser out there, you put a bed frame, and you just know, dude, it's weird. It's like a bat signal goes up, and
My
here
mom was
comes
one
a
of
couple
those.
of guys. What's that?
My mom used to refinish furniture for like professionally. So she would go
Yeah.
garbage picking, and my brother and I'd have to get out of the car, load a fucking dresser in, and then she'd drive it all back while we laid over it in like weird Tetris positions. So we got home.
Beth used to do that.
Yep.
She had every once in a while, she'd be like, "Oh my God, I found this dresser. Can you?" And I'm like, no.
Every woman goes through a furniture refinishing phase.
Yeah, it's weird.
I know a lot of them.
Yeah, she was like the garage sale chick, and I'm having a garage sale, and it was like, why? You're donating like a week's worth of prep to have a Friday, Saturday, Sunday where you just sit there all fucking day selling $3 t-shirts. Like, no, dude, what did you make? Oh, I made $300. Yeah,
We
but
used
you
to
just
use it for
spent.
vacation fund.
Yeah, okay, I guess. I don't know, man. I feel like
But generally, when
just
we had a
donate
garage
that
sale,
shit.
when we got to the point of a garage sale, we had like $1,000 worth of shit to sell. Like we would usually clear 500 to 1,000, no problem.
Yeah,
Like, it was
I
worth
don't
a
know,
week.
man. I've. It just seems like there's easier ways to make money. I don't know. I get it, but it's kind of like the garbage picking thing. I'm not shitting on people for doing it. It just seems like there's a lot of people, and I think it's when I was younger, maybe I would have been more into something like that. But people in LA, this one, we've got a video of some firefighter catches some chick. She's got an Emmy in the back of her. Yeah.
There's no way what? There's no way what?
Division Zulu from Quint 166.
Sheriff, I know the
come to Harriet next to Fire Station 12 for looting.
What? I'm not
No
looting.
way, you are not doing this.
I'm not looting, sir. Sir, I'm not looting.
There's no way. This was our house, and we tried to save all these people. You're not stealing
Exactly.
from them.
No,
You're
I'm not stealing that. I'm not stealing that. This is my block.
It's my stuff.
Grab that Emmy.
Hey, no.
You ain't really turning
no,
for that.
absolutely not.
I'm recording for you.
Not going anywhere.
No, I'm calling my lawyer. I'm calling my lawyer.
I'm calling
Yes,
my
I
lawyer.
am.
Hey, 166, come here.
Excuse me.
He's holding the Emmy, by the way.
Run down car.
These people just need to be put down at this point. Just put her down. I'm waiting for help. I'm black. Help! I'm black.
I can't breathe.
I can't breathe. What's your name, ma'am? I didn't do nothing. Well, Miss Nothing, you're coming with me.
I'm not gonna leave.
Yeah, there he is with the Emmy.
Yeah, her acting didn't say she earned that one.
Yeah, no, it didn't. And for those that are wondering, no, that was not her Emmy. I'm calling my lawyer. You don't have a lawyer. Shut up. You're out looting burned out neighborhoods. Get the fuck
Call your
out
lawyer.
of here.
Explain to your lawyer where the Emmy came from.
Yeah.
Have him defend that for you.
This is Gavin Newsom. I'm on the phone with the president right now. Good. Put him on speakerphone. I want to hear from him. Well, I can't get signal, but so you're not on the phone with the president. Okay. I'm gonna call my lawyer. Good. I would have said good. Let's call your lawyer. Let's get your counsel on the phone and we'll be able to straighten this out.
Yeah.
So that fire guy, that was Captain Craig Hurd. He was with a crew fighting the Eaton fire in northeast LA when he spotted the woman with a white Dodge Ram truck full of items, including one of the Emmys there. He confronted the woman, grabbed that statue. One of the neighbors is who's filming that. And a neighbor said the Emmy actually belonged to Ines Shadrick. And for her role as an executive producer on the 2002 PBS feature Ansel Adams documentary film. So she was given the award for that. Shadrick's resume, as the lay call it sometimes, includes consulting for a little-known TV show called Beverly Hills 90210. The original one, not some of the later stuff they did. She did a TV movie back in 97 called Home Invasion. I don't remember that. She and her colleagues won the Emmy for outstanding cultural and artistic programming for the documentary. Feature traces the life of American photographer famous for his pictures of the American West. Everyone's familiar with Ansel Adams. The neighbor there that filmed it is Lilia Rodriguez. She said that her daughter spotted the looter next door while they were desperately trying to clear out possessions from their home. My daughter noticed it wasn't Ines or her husband. It was that lady in the video. She is not our neighbor. She had a wagon with stuff in it. She was loading into her car. By the time the fireman talked to her, she'd gone over to another house and was loading stuff from there too. She claimed, I live here. No, you don't. She didn't. We talked to Ines Rodriguez, said she immediately talked to police. They said they'll keep the Emmy until the investigation's over. Shadrick, the lady that was filming it, or no, Shadrick is the woman who won the Emmy, Ines Shadrick. Her home was completely burned down in the Eaton fire. It's just sad. It's sad. That would be, I know how you are, Garrett. I know how I am with collectibles and stuff.
It's hard.
It would be very hard.
Especially because I feel like
hard.
the celebrities who own that stuff, like I feel like sometimes when they get back to their place, they're just gonna look at it and go, fuck it, throw it out. You know, it's like, hold on, I want that.
Yeah.
And then garbage picking is fine, but
yeah,
I'm worried about it. I
when
feel like they destroy a lot of good stuff that I could use.
pull that video up again. Can you see the houses around it and
Yeah.
what
Let me get it real quick.
shape they're in? Are they I think that
They're pretty
neighborhood
far,
was
like-
kind of flattened.
Yeah, if like this one right here, even in the picture, you can see behind the
Yeah.
firefighter.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can see the tree.
Is that a redwood there?
I don't know, but
Yeah,
it looks
some
like,
cars.
like right here, kind of looks like there used to be a house here.
Yeah, I think there were a couple houses that survived in that
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Right there. Yeah, that's a missing house.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the whole neighborhood was torched except for a couple houses.
Oh.
But yeah. Yeah, I hope these people really do get prosecuted. I know that would be really hard to be walking through what looks like Armageddon. It looks like a nuclear fallout has taken place, and then you're almost sifting through ashes and you stumble upon an Emmy. Like that would be
tragic.
I mean, dude, it's tragic as shit, but you got to think of the amount of people that are in the Palisades and in Malibu.
It's a treasure. It's like
the shit they would have. Yeah, it would be you talk about those the people that watch Pickers and do those scouring the world for lost treasures. Like for those people,
I love
this
those
is like a
videos.
cheat code. This is like a cheat code to just sift through all the shit, get behind the walls of. I'm surprised that Emmy would survive that though. You know,
Well,
how do you
the
have
fire
a
wasn't-
house torched?
It's possible the house didn't torch completely, like only maybe part of it went down, and the Emmy was in the good part. I can see that.
Yeah.
Like, fire got in time to save part of it, or maybe the Emmy was just in the right box somewhere under the stairs, or something that didn't catch.
I had a natural fireplace in my house, and it was always weird to me how you'd have a couple logs in there and a fire raging for 2 hours, and then there'd be like one piece of wood still like kind of normal, and you're like, how did that guy sit in there? It was in there with all the other logs. How has he still survived this? But yeah. Blake Lively in some shit.
Oh no.
I don't know. I think I like Blake Lively sometimes for some of her roles. I don't know. I don't pay that much attention to Hollywood, honestly.
Yeah.
But another blackface story has popped up.
Blakeface?
Oh, yeah, Blakeface. And I don't know. Where do you land on the blackface controversy?
I don't think it should be a problem.
Anymore.
After Robert Downey Jr. did it right, and I'm going to say he did it right with Tropic Thunder, I feel like we should be okay with blackface.
Oh yeah.
We had a great example of when it's acceptable. Let's just stick it there, and that should be where it's at.
Yeah, I know. Troy used to be adamant about this. He really felt strongly like, hey man, for Halloween you're going out and you're paying homage to, Michael Jackson or something. Fuck off. I'm a fan. I'm not trying to be,
But at
like
some point, you gotta be white Michael Jackson. Even if you're Prince, it's like you can do the whole Prince get up, you can do the goatee and everything. You got to keep your face white. Sorry, you're white. Prince.
So where do you land on the Afro wigs and the Jerry curl wigs
cool with those.
and stuff
as long
like
as you're not
that?
painting your face.
Yeah,
You can
but
look like
why
the
the
guy,
paint
but-
in the face part? Like why
I feel
does
like that crosses the line of like I genuinely just wanted to be black tonight.
Yeah,
like if I put an Afro wig on somebody and they said the N-word, I'd be like, okay, dude, that's a little uncalled for. But if you put on blackface instead, I'm like, all right, you need to get the fuck out. Now we got a problem.
Well, Blake Lively apparently did some mild form of the blackface back in the day. And when you hear her talk about it, it's like, I was in 10th grade. And right then, as soon as you hear someone was in 10th grade, it's the problem your generation's going to have where it's like you have documentation of all the dumb shit you guys did. Like, oh, a day of silence. I'm going to put tape over my mouth and look like a total fucking loser. like, oh man, I'm making such a difference in the world. What kind of douche does that? It's like,
I don't know.
maybe I would have when I was fucking 15. I don't know, but probably not that douchey, but maybe. But it wouldn't have been captured anywhere, probably.
Yeah.
So Blake Lively admitted that she put on bronzer. Okay, I don't know if there's a difference between bronzer and like shoe polish, blackface.
I feel like it's a little bit better, depending on the intent.
And a Scary Spice wig, afro wig, and was like stalking some boys. Girls chasing boys they had crushes on, kind of thing. Do we have the video there, Garrett?
They're grabbing it now.
So she's been slammed. This is resurfaced.
He laughs at me. Well,
Can I just say one thing?
Excuse me. I have blonde hair.
When hot girls say they're geeks, it pisses me off because I truly am a geek, and I hate to live with that. You guys are.
Shut up, nerd.
Yes, rebuttal.
Excuse me. My best friend and I, when we were in 10th grade, we had like crazy crushes. We would drive around, like stalk these guys. We decided one night to go to the arcade where they were, and I put bronzer all over myself in a Scary Spice fro, so I thought they would think I was like a black girl, and so I could stalk them. My friend dressed up as like this goth girl, and we literally sat outside their houses. I think
that makes you sweet. No, that makes you sweet and charming.
First of all, nerd, it doesn't make you sweet and charming. That's creepy as fuck.
What? Like Lively?
Yeah, like putting on costumes and waiting outside your house. That's a little weird. I wouldn't like if people did that to me.
Yeah, it just doesn't really surprise me that girls or guys would play these kind of games, like, oh, they're hanging out at the arcade. We're gonna put on a costume and pretend to be someone else. Like, is the intent to be a racist asshole? Like, that's kind of where it ends for me. And no, it's innocent. By the way, they were promoting what's his name?
Justin
Long. Justin Long, and you've got Jonah Hill there. They were promoting that. They were giving an interview to MTV. They're promoting the 2006 movie Accepted. And I kind of liked those movies in that time period. That was kind of the last of the movies before we got into this whole like woke thing where we had to pretend like, oh my God, we have to represent it. That was a really cool time for comedies, in those early 2000s, 2005, 6, 7, those days where no one brought this shit up. And you notice no one there reacts like, whoa, you went
blackface? No, they're like, oh, that makes you quirky and cute.
Yeah, if they came out with that story today, those same people would be losing their shit about, disassociating themselves. They'd be making posts on their socials about, I thought I knew who Blake Lively was, and now, I'm offended that I hope, my fans can still listen to me as they'd be distancing themselves. Like, that whole game would be going on that I think most people are over and kind of sick of. And it led to, not that many years later, people like Jonah Hill giving his apology when he did something that is probably worse than Blake Lively as a fucking 10th grader. Remember that. Yeah. And Jonah Hill was being stalked by, and the video's not really out there, stalked by paparazzi at the time. And he was wearing a pair of floral, like, surf shorts. And the cameraman that was following him made some comment about Jonah's floral shorts. It made some snarky remark to him. And Jonah turned around and said, "Suck my dick, faggot." That's what he said. And then it was like, oh shit, this is on camera. And then he had
I didn't give him that pass.
What's that?
Unfortunately, he didn't ask me for a pass beforehand. I couldn't help
No,
him.
he dropped the F-bomb. He did. And then we had to put up with this. I can't remember if he chokes himself up or not. Well, why don't we watch it, Garrett?
Back to our show. I appreciate you being here. We always like you as a guest.
I'm thrilled to be here, and I'd actually like to address something, if that's okay, to your audience.
Oh boy.
Is it?
No,
Unfortunately,
Whoa, calm down, everybody.
Something happened over the weekend. You got in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. So unfortunately, this isn't a joke. So
a lot.
This weekend, I was out with some friends, and there was a paparazzi guy, and he was antagonizing me and
Yeah, he made fun of your board
calling
shorts.
me names, attacking me personally and my family personally, and I was genuinely
for your faggy
hurt
shorts.
by this and
It's
made
very
angry
hurt.
by this. And
Yeah.
in response, I wanted to hurt him back, and I said the most hurtful word that I could think of at that moment.
I can think of worse.
You said, "Suck my
And,
dick, faggot." That's what you said. Yeah.
You know, I didn't mean this in the sense of the word. You know, I didn't mean it in a homophobic way.
And in the Louis C.K. way.
And
yeah.
I think that, that doesn't matter. You know, how you
No.
mean things doesn't matter. Words have weight and meaning. And the word I chose was grotesque. And, you know, no one deserves to say or hear words like that.
Faggot.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you know, I've been a supporter of the LGBTQ community my entire life.
Cool.
And
Sounds gay.
I completely let the members of that community and everybody else down when I used a word
Hold
like
on,
that this
pause.
weekend.
Okay.
And
Garrett, did he let you down? You're a member of the community. Did he let
No,
you down?
Yes, because he didn't ask for the pass first.
Yeah. I
He
mean,
would've just cleared it.
seriously, do gay guys look at this and go, I'm just so disappointed in Jonah Hill?
The moment he said fag, I felt it. Like from across the entire country, my heart was like,
Yeah.
Jonah Hill just said faggot.
Yeah.
I got to think about this. I'm hurt.
This idea that a community, whether it be the Hispanic community, the Black community, the lesbian, gay, bi, trans, queer, questioning, that they all are in lockstep with all of their thoughts on everything is what would need to be the case in order for his words to ring true. That means that Garrett feels exactly the same way as anybody, any other random bisexual person or any lesbian anywhere in America or the world for that matter. We all feel the same way. We're all offended by the same things. That's how that would make sense. And yes, context and intent should be the only thing that matters. And you got pissed off is what you did, Jonah. And I don't blame you for getting pissed off. You got into a moment where these guys are following you around. There's 20 deep a lot of times of these fuckers following you around, egging you on, trying to get a response so that they can turn around and sell that image or that video because it matters that Jonah Hill said something. They want the snapshot of you going, fuck you. That's what they're looking for. And they've been able to burn the Tommy Lees of the world and name the celebrity here. It's this wacky game. And you know what? They're humans. And sometimes they get pissed. And saying suck my dick to someone, you know, you didn't probably offend the whole community.
Yeah.
You brought way more attention to it from stuff like this. And I would argue too, and I made this argument years ago, that, you know, if that's the case where words have weight and that it doesn't matter what anything else, nothing else matters, words have weight and they're never acceptable. Well, that in your art form, Jonah, that means when you're calling McLovin a homo for most of Superbad or name the movie and you've got this character playing, you know, you got Leo dropping N-bombs in this movie, that means that those are unacceptable. And by the way, those movies, those TV shows where these incidents happen and these words are used, those have way more reach than you on fucking Sunset in front of Nobu or something and having a paparazzi around you.
You actually have
way
to
more
do
weight.
paparazzi interaction.
Do you have the actual one? Because it's
Yeah, the actual one. Not a
Okay.
joke or anything.
Well, there's okay.
You made a bet with Shannon, bro. Would you rather just give him 90 million or would you? You're such a cool guy, man.
He was just asking questions, kind of being paparazzi.
Yeah.
I like the shorts though, bro. They are pretty sexy.
Is gambling gonna stop? You're never gonna come here.
Well, if you change your mind, it'll still be the same, I'm sure, if you decide to come back.
So no personal attacks yet. Come on, Jonah, the phone's in your hand. Just give me a call.
day. Enjoy.
Suck my dick.
Oh,
There it is.
a real bully.
So that's all the guy said was have a good day, enjoy, like after being a little antagonistic.
Yeah. He's antagonistic, and then he runs around and snaps a few photos.
Yep.
And says, "Have a nice day." Snarky kind of. Have a nice day. Suck my dick, faggot. Yeah, but you know, I don't. I took more issue with the apology than that. I mean, and I know there's probably plenty of people who think like, "Hey, that apology was awesome." You know, he's a real man, took responsibility.
No,
I don't know.
It
What's
made
that?
it made my gaydar go off as soon as he started apologizing. Like, oh, faggot. Oh.
Yeah. I don't know. I shouldn't pretend to know what's in his heart. I have no idea. That it seems like that's always, you know, you're walking a fine line though, when it's like, oh yeah, you got angry about something and you lashed out. People have been doing that forever and they will continue to do that. And like, oh, this word should never be used and context doesn't matter. It's like intent doesn't matter. Yeah, it does.
It does.
It sort of does. A lot. And it would affect every movie you know, any controversial movie. Hateful Eight, or what was the one where Leo goes, you know, there's all the memes of him where he's got the black guy fighting to the death.
Oh yeah, that's
fuck movie is that? Such a great movie.
It's right on
a
tip of your tongue when you
Tarantino
get on the show. Yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, it's a Tarantino movie, right?
Jamie Foxx. Yeah, it's Tarantino.
Yeah. Is that
one of my favorites, and I can't believe I'm forgetting.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah, Django Unchained.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a great one, but dude, I wouldn't want to water down that character. You need that feeling of the way that Leo delivers those lines, and knowing you're talking about humans. You need that. I don't know that you needed the N-bombs in Pulp Fiction the way Tarantino delivered them. That seemed more gratuitous to me.
That was just him flexing that, hey, I'm yelling the N-word at Samuel Jackson. You can't touch me.
Yeah.
That's a flex.
That one seemed like, I don't think Tarantino's a very good actor is the problem.
No.
He's not a good actor. Like Leo is a great fucking actor. And
you know
Leo,
the story too behind Leo saying the N-word in Django?
No.
So before they were doing all the casting, everything like that, they're doing all the reads and stuff. And Leo would refuse to say the N-word in front of everybody. He was nervous about it. And Samuel Jackson pressed me. He's like, say it. You fucking say, like, you better fucking say it. Like Samuel Jackson pressured him until he said the N-word and started getting the vitriol to it. He's like, you need to, that's the fucking role.
Yeah. It was necessary for the role. All of those scenes in Django Unchained are necessary. They're hard to watch. They had to be hard to deliver. And it's like, to pull that off.
Yeah. And having Samuel Jackson, of all people, telling you, no, you say the N-word in front of me right fucking now or you're off this movie.
It sounds so dumb to even have the conversation, but dude, when you watch that movie, it's so necessary for those scenes to like showcase who this character is and why it matters and where it builds to, and you know, all of it, you know. So I don't know. But anyways, Blake Lively, I don't know why that clip resurfaced. Instigate or starting up the whole blackface argument again. You know, I don't know. I think people are looking for reasons to be offended, and if a 10th grade girl doing something is what gets you there, I don't know.
Not judged based on things we did in high school, I'd be doomed for all of eternity.
Look at that asshole!
Look at that little fucking gay kid.
But you did. I mean, you moved the needle, didn't you, that day?
Oh, totally. I was changing everybody's mind. I was changing the world.
What was the black chick next to you wearing the tape face for?
Same thing, gay stuff.
Gay stuff. Is she gay, or was she just an ally?
I think in the picture, I haven't kept up with a lot of these people. I'm sure he's gay, and I think she's gay, and the rest of them I haven't really kept up with.
Wearing their Abercrombie and Fitch gear.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God. Look at these.
It was like 2013, 2012.
Assholes. Oh, do you feel the chills of douchery coming up every time you look at the picture?
That's why I leave it up. Every once in a while, I like to remind myself how far I've come.
And I bet you believed it that day when you were sitting there getting photographed, tape in your mouth.
Arms crossed, like, I'm standing up for shit.
I matter, okay?
I fight the man right now.
You're gonna know what a day is like without hearing Garrett's opinions.
Yep. I'm being silent for all the gays who couldn't speak up before me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, oh God. What was the point of that day?
It was literally just like, because there's like a lot of gay people in history who couldn't talk about it because it's not something you're supposed to talk about. So that was kind of what it was. Is like, oh, we're being silent in remembrance of all the gays who couldn't speak up.
Brave.
Totally.
Very brave of you. You know, those people still exist throughout history. You should probably do that like once a week. Just walk around with tape on your mouth.
I should.
You know,
it's funny. Actually, Marina, we were unpacking some of her stuff when we moved in together, and she had a bunch of old trans flags and koozies and shirts and stuff. And I'm like,
cool.
Where did all this trans gear come from? Like, you don't wear this stuff. She's like, when I was younger, Target finally started selling it. And as soon as Target started selling it, I bought all of it because I like the representation. I was bought all in.
Yeah.
Like, now I realize I was a mark. And I'm like, yeah, so was I.
Yeah,
so,
they made a few $1 billion on the backs of.
She's like, I kind of realized that Target just basically stole $300 from me for a bunch of trans shit I've never used.
It's just hilarious. Just hilarious. Some stories. I don't know if this is true or not. About Kamala Harris and Doug Jackoff, Emhoff. His name's Emhoff, right? Doug Emhoff.
Yeah.
Always fuck that up.
You get closer each time.
What's that?
You get closer a little bit each time.
I'm trying. I always stumble into that. I don't know why that is.
I mean, you stopped with pound off. You just got jack off and beat off, which are closer.
Yeah. But anyways, there's rumors, and I don't know if there's any truth to them, but it's still kind of funny. Harris is thinking now, she's in the midst of playing the blame game, apparently. Like, I only lost because, I only had 100 days, or
the Hillary tactic.
Yeah, it is scorned woman tactic. And so her target has flipped to her deadweight husband. As she weighs her political future. I hope to God this part is true. Maybe a 26 run for governor of California, or another try for the presidency, which would be in 28. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
She's working through considering whether Doug Beatoff is an asset or a liability, which screams true love to me. When you're talking about a power couple,
like the Hillary method.
Yeah,
She's a regular.
There's plenty of blame to go around as far as Kamala is concerned, and Doug has his share. Doug did Kamala no favors during the election. Frankly, he looked like a hypocritical ass after the bombshells that he had gotten his child's nanny pregnant while married to his first wife, and then assaulted an ex-girlfriend on the heels of his I Am Woman crusade. This always struck me as such an easy fix, honestly. Doug was not the problem, right?
No.
Doug, their response, their handling of the Doug stories was really the problem, because Hollywood has proved this throughout time. What a second chances society we are, a redemption society.
Yeah.
It's why, them going after Pete Hegseth the way he did about, drinking, or, you fucked a chick that you shouldn't have, like all that stuff. And it's like, hey man, none of us are perfect, and it's best to recognize that we all have our faults. We all have our issues, and coming out the other side of that and being better for it is great, And I think you could even paint the Doug stuff like that, Instead, what you had is the problem that I really had with that story is, it was creepy and shitty, the story itself. It was even worse, the coverage of it, or the lack thereof of coverage of it. Like, we're gonna act like toxic masculinity is the worst thing on planet Earth, and here's our spokesperson for that for a while here, Doug Beatoff, and then not ask that's off the table. And it's like, dude, you realize this isn't the 1980s where you control the discussion in the country because you're the only one with a voice, media. No, the internet existed. You're not going to be able to bury this. That historically, they'll look back at this as such a lost opportunity, trying to we're not doing podcasts. We'll just stick to MSNBC. Like, no, dude, that's right down there. When other mediums have come along, whether it's radio to television, television to cable news to the internet, and the presidents that understood, hey, this is going to be on color TV for the first time. I'm going to look. JFK used that. Clinton used the MTV generation. You know, I'm going to hop on a MTV bus, man, and and I'm gonna blow sax, man, on Arsenio Hall and shit. I'm gonna go on that brother show and blow sax. Like, that's the way you do that. And Trump's team was first to jump on the whole internet thing and go, fuck it, man. This is where the people are. You can't hide from those stories. And you could have crafted a bullshit. It would have been a bullshit narrative, but you could have crafted at least a bullshit narrative like, hey, who among us hasn't, broken some eggs when making an omelet? And Doug's no different. He's learned, he's grown, he's a better person. His kids love him. He gets along with his ex-wife now, and we're in a great place. And we don't have time to look back. As a nation, we're looking forward. Like, that wouldn't have been that hard of a story to sell. You would have gotten the mainstream media to push that bullshit story, but it would have worked. But to ghost it, act like it didn't happen, leave it to shows like this to be the only ones to address that situation, like, that was a losing formula, because it was shows like this that did talk about it.
Yeah. And the funniest part is the whole thing you could have just avoided if you had a decent publicist who said, all right, here's what you say, Doug. Hey, I fucked up in the past, but as you can see by my current marriage, I've made good on that. Thank you. Good night.
Yeah.
Leave it there.
It just seems like there were so many missed opportunities for how to handle this stuff. And it's like, I don't know who you got running message for you to help. You had a massive team of people working on that. And they just dropped the ball at every turn. Thank God they did. But Kamala's real problem was the fact that she couldn't speak publicly. No offense, but she just couldn't. We watched it. She did okay. She did okay in the debate. And I don't know who she was listening to, but she really failed in repeating the same stupid storylines that she did. But this is, despite their brave united front, those close to the couple believe everything's not great in old Doug and Com's world. Word is he's getting ready to sign up for a new job in New York at a law firm there, which would require them to split their time between New York and LA. The couple presented this united front as they sat through Trump's speech and just kind of remained stoic. Yeah. They left the Capitol building together, briefly shook hands with Trump, and then sayonara to Joe and Jill with plans to go back to California. Now she's been defeated. She's reportedly looking to undergo a complete image overhaul to resuscitate her floundering political career, maybe at the expense of Doug Beatoff.
If she comes back as a right-winger, I'd be so happy. That'd be fucking hysterical. She comes back with a fucking MAGA hat, a gun in her hand, like, all right, I'm back, bitches. I redid my image.
This idea of an image overhaul is so insulting to me. It's this, like, oh, you don't have a real marriage then. And like I said at the top of this story, I don't even know if this is true. Like, who on the inside is leaking this shit to the media? But it wouldn't shock me. I mean, who knows? But if that's truly part of the story, like, oh yeah, like you didn't know about Doug's past, like you would have questions for why your first marriage didn't work out, the kids involved, like you would have gone through all this.
I've noticed a pattern actually, and I think it's kind of a Democrat-centric thing, is that I'm going to start calling it the Hillary marriage or the Clinton marriage, where you only got married for political reasons. Because the Obamas are now looking at a divorce, because apparently Michelle Obama has hated him for like the last 10 years.
Really? Yeah, I don't know if that's true.
Rumors coming out. It's all rumors, but it seems like Clinton, obviously their marriage is probably just political.
Yeah.
Now Kamala, Obama's got some rumors that it might just be a political thing.
Yeah, that whole story about Hillary taking a lamp to the head of Bill at one point, whipping a lamp at his head. When I think it was the Lewinsky stuff was coming out at first, and he had a bandage on his head or something, and she apparently whipped a lamp at him. I promise you that was not because I guarantee there was a deal between them. Like you could fuck whoever you want. Just keep it off the down low. And it was like, you got so reckless that now we're having to address this in the media, you fucking moron.
You see how Uma and I do it? Be more like us.
Yeah, and then whips a lamp at him, and that would make sense. But this idea of a like, oh yeah, I need to get rid of Doug because it's not good politically. Like, oh, okay, so it's a fake marriage then. Like, it has nothing to do with your thoughts and love for each other. It's just a scam. So she plans to write a book, which could give her finances a multi-million-dollar boost. Please, no. This is
money laundering.
It's money laundering at its finest. And so if she self-publishes a book, $5 a copy is the take on something like that.
Yeah.
So if you got an advance that would get her million, because you would need an advance. There's no way she's going to sell that level of books. You're talking about 1 million books being sold. 1 million books. Who the fuck out there is buying Kamala Harris's book or Joe Biden's memoirs? Literally nobody. Average book sales in traditional book selling. Okay, average 3,000 to 5,000 copies. Good sales 10,000 to 20,000 copies.
Yeah.
Bestseller status. You get bestseller status on the New York Times. 5,000 to 10,000 copies in a week. For Amazon sales of 500 to 1,000 copies a day in a specific category. Self-publishing books. Most self-published books sell fewer than 500 copies over their lifetime.
Yeah.
Breakout success. Books that sell 50,000 plus copies are super rare and can happen with strong marketing and a loyal audience. So a good selling book might hit 10 to 20,000 copies, while exceptional selling books. Okay. Take out the Lord of the Rings, like those happen. Massive success books happen, right? Star Wars, Twilight. Name your Danielle Steele, like those. There are authors, King, Steve. Yep. Steve is going to sell some copies, right? He's got a loyal fan base that can't wait. Like those people exist. But you're talking about exceptionally performing books, 50,000 to 100,000 copies they'll sell. So if you're talking about an $8 million book advance, like Obama, like, no, a traditional publishing deal would net you $2 a copy. Like you're who the hell is going to buy? So that's why it's like, no, this would be complete money laundering. This is Hunter Biden's art sales all over again.
Yep.
So
I'm
she's
looking at like average publishing deals. They're usually around $25,000.
Yeah.
So wherever she got 8 million.
I don't, and I'm making that number up, but that's what we saw with Joe Biden's advance, Barack Obama's advance, who was there was rumor of Joe Biden $5 or $8 million, and Obama I think was $8 million. I think Michelle Obama had an $8 million advance. Like, who's buying these books?
Nobody. They're just laundering their money.
It just doesn't make any sense. Those the source said, I see the signs that it all is not great in the Harris household. It's not like she hasn't had men help further her political career before, the source said, referring to her affair with the old San Francisco mayor, Willie Brown. But what does Doug do for her now? Those closest to her believe she will skip the race for California governor. She believes it's a thankless, no-win job and instead run for president in 28. Please, God, say that's true.
Yeah.
Please, God, have that woman run for president again. I can't think of a more fake politician. I'm trying to think. A faker politician than Kamala Harris.
Cortez. AOC.
Huh?
AOC.
No, AOC is, she's a TikTok politician.
True.
There's nothing... but I think AOC, has her.
She
AOC
flips whenever TikTok flips.
AOC has legitimate fans, though, people that believe. I believe her district went for Trump this time around.
Yeah,
which should tell you everything. But AOC is a hot chick. Okay, AOC is a hot chick, and so AOC is going to get some sort of following for the way she looks. She's young. Like, there's at least something there with AOC. I don't think politically she's some brilliant mind, you know. But Kamala is like, that was all put on, all of it. It was clearly easy to see. Like, if they make the mistake of running her, like I would, if I was a Democrat, I'd be like, are you out of your fucking mind? The fact that they didn't run George Shapiro, I think his name is.
The Democrats are scrambling because they're like, right now they can't even run Newsom, who was their guy for the longest time.
Yeah, well, that fraud would have come down anyways.
Oh, yeah.
I don't. There's a good example of a fake politician. That's a good one right there. So yeah, I don't know. So Emhoff, going back to him, in August, the Daily Mail reported Emhoff had an affair with Najine Naylor, excuse me. That was his daughter's nanny, and he's probably bummed because she doesn't look good in the pictures now. He's probably like, dude, she was a fucking knockout back in the day. Yeah, she's a fat, dumpy chick now, but when I was hitting that shit, she was, she was the hot babysitter. So no offense to Najine. But he was still married to Kirsten Macklin at the time, Mackin at the time. That resulted in a affair, and for the first time, I'm seeing they said a miscarriage. They weren't saying that at the time. I assumed he paid her off to just that baby, but
about it.
Emhoff paid Naylor $80,000. Wait a minute, in exchange for her signing an NDA. Wait a minute. Why isn't he being charged with that? I thought that was a federal crime now. Can we get him on 34 felonies for that one? He paid $80,000 to some, to the babysitter. Wow.
Yeah, that's something that seems a little illegal if you're getting into politics.
Yeah, I don't know. In October, a former girlfriend came forward, and that was an intriguing one too, because that was a hardcore Democrat chick. Who was talking about how he smacked the shit out of her drunk. Emhoff has since admitted the affair. During my first marriage, Kirsten and I went through some tough times on account of my actions. I took responsibility. And in the years since, we worked through things as a family and have come out stronger on the other side. Again, please share your secrets, sir. That would be like for the nation.
Yeah.
How you make a marriage and a bond stronger by fucking the babysitter and knocking her up. I think that would help a lot of it. There's a lot of guys out there that are like, fuck, man, this bitch won't let me forget it. Yeah, I got drunk and nailed a chick at the bar one random night, and this chick just blah, blah, blah. I'll never hear the end of it. No. It's like if Emhoff's memoirs came out and he like explained what they did, and now, we're in a better place. Like, dude, that's amazing. What a gift to the nation.
Well, that's what they said. Their marriage was strengthened.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's see. We had our first Antifa mob.
Yay, they're back.
Yeah, they tried. And I'm glad. I thought that's how this would go down. Police shut them down in Portland.
Wow.
Yeah. Police were like, yeah. Back. Yeah. Like, no, dude, we're not doing this again. Sorry.
Hey, remember last time you took over the city? No, not happening. Not happening.
Yeah. That's not going to go down this way. Nope. Yeah. So they were protesting Trump's return to the White House. They arrested 5 people. Hundreds of anti-Trumpers marched through the streets of downtown Portland last night with some spray paint. They were spray painting buildings. At least 5 protesters, a 31-year-old, 22-year-old, 29-year-old, 21-year-old, and 19-year-old were taken into custody by the Portland Police and Oregon State Police. Group heralded it itself as the People's Inauguration Day, and began the march at McCall Waterfront Park around 7 o'clock. Organizers said the action was held to resist Trump's fascist agenda.
Yep.
I'm going to need more detail on that.
Yeah.
About what exactly that is. But so that's why we're here today, and really hope folks come out and are able to see us taking action. Yeah, they didn't. And in fact, you were arrested, which is the way that should go down. You want to protest? Knock yourself out. Walk through the streets, wave your little signs. Some assholes will honk the horn for you and wave. When you start breaking windows and spray painting walls, that's when you're going to have a problem. I'm not saying you need to be in federal lockdown for 4 years. in solitary. I'm not saying we need to go that far.
Yeah.
But yeah, being arrested and fingerprinted and mugshotted and spend the night in jail. Cool. Go clean up your mess.
That's usually where I think the punishment should lie. Like, hey, go clean that shit up. Fuck off.
Yeah, you're going to spend the afternoon scrubbing this shit off the walls.
Yeah.
We've got you. You don't get to throw a mask on, act like an asshole, and destroy shit that's not yours. You didn't build. You don't own because you're angry.
Next time you get caught, you're cleaning the guy's paint we didn't catch.
What? Yeah. There you go.
I think that's fair. Hey, now you got caught twice. Now you're cleaning up paint for people we don't have people for. The ones who got away.
Those ones got away, and now you're gonna scrub the bridge for them.
Yep. Go tell your friends not to make a mess anymore.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. You're on cleanup control, and not if we catch you, not only cleaning up your mess, you're going to spend the next week cleaning up other graffiti messes that your teammates made.
I think that's pretty fair and just for what they did.
Yeah, no one needs to beat you. You don't need to be locked in a cell forever. But believe me, if you started having consequences like that where, oh no, you're going to get the supplies necessary and someone will sit here and watch you guys.
Yep.
And watch you scrub this shit off the walls. And if it comes down to it, you need to put a fresh coat of paint on it. So be it.
It was like TV for us every Saturday morning. We had the cleanup crews walk down our road because I used to live right off of Farmington.
Yeah.
And even funnier was one time a family member was a part of one of those. He stopped off at our house because we were right there. We all went out and gave him a high five, like, do your fucking community service, asshole.
Yeah, they'd always wearing their vests and got their
badge. Hi, guys. Yeah, it's me.
One of them said, community is where we can really make real gains, and where we're able to change the culture and the society. That we're no, you're dorks. You're fucking historic level dorks is what you are.
You're a bunch of kids that know by high school tape on your mouth.
Yeah, it's what you are. You're not changing the world. You're not making that big of a difference. You're 31 years old, and this is what you're doing as a protest. You're a dork. You're a historic loser. Sorry. And I hope they do that in Portland. Take their city back and make them clean up their fucking mess. Sorry.
The funniest thing is, too, is if they just went on like a stream or something and started talking like we did and built an audience or something, their message would get out a lot further than some graffiti and damage.
Yeah, sure would. It's just, it's terrible. But they got that kind of entitlement and stuff because they were getting cover from the media for the last few years, and put people in this weird position, law enforcement in this weird position of like, okay, we can't put our hands on these people. We can't stop them because it'd be very easy for them to do. Historically, it's very easy for them to do. Slam these fuckers down on their face, throw them in a cop car and make them think about what they did. You don't get to come in and destroy the city, And I'm sure some people are going to say, well, the Jan 6 people. Oh yeah, I'm sure you're thrilled. Like, no, I think the people that cause damage and stuff should pay for those crimes too. I had no problem with that. I don't think fucking Enrico Tarrio deserves to rot in a federal prison for 22 years. Seems a bit much.
Yeah.
Seems a bit much. He wasn't even there that day. So, spinning a story about who these people are, what they are in the media, I just don't know. This is a good sign that this kind of stuff is not going to work long term.
No.
All right, dude, let's do an email and get out of here.
Yep. Sorry, I was unexpected. Apparently, another school shooting popped off in Nashville.
Is it the one with 2 people?
Yeah, it's just 2 people, and I guess now there's news coming out about the guy being a racist, but he's also a black guy. So now there's a bunch of questions of, is this a real thing?
All right,
it's actually real because he's calling out like black people. I hate black people. Kill all the blacks. The Europeans are the best,
and he's a black guy.
And he's a black guy.
So extreme mental illness.
Yeah, there's something going on here.
Stay in your lane, black people. You are not school shooters, okay?
I think this was more of a personal thing, dude. He got 2 people, then he hit himself. It's a personal attack. I think
he killed himself?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. It was 2 people and himself.
Okay. All right.
So, and he's 17. I think this is just a really troubled kid who probably had a gripe with someone in particular.
Yeah, I don't like black people dabbling in the school shooting thing. They're not mass shooters.
I feel like that's whiteface. I feel like they're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, it's almost cultural appropriation at this point. If you're
listen, if you're gonna get mad at me if I dread this up, all right, then don't shoot up schools.
Yeah, stay in your lane. You know, I don't see a bunch of individual white guys going out and shooting up their neighborhood.
Listen,
you know,
let me get stereotyped here.
Yeah, this is you guys have been great in this respect. I don't see a lot of black guys shooting up their schools.
No.
I don't know why that is. I don't want to start now.
You might be trans. I mean, that's kind of the new thing, right?
Yeah, well, maybe we'll have to do some more research and we can let people know on the member show tomorrow what we find out. Patreon.com/TDC podcast. Doug writes in, Mike, first of all, I have to say I love it when Amy's on. Really makes the show flow very well. Thank you. I agree. She's great. The other thing I'm telling you is about dogs. One thing, dogs cannot process dairy. Well, Cece does. She loves it. She eats cheese. She has cottage cheese. I've been mixing cottage cheese in with her with some brown circles. I got to go get her some Chickson. She loves Chickson. So he says they can't process dairy. They can eat it. They just can't really process it. And two, when it comes to eating chocolate, the poison level or toxic level is an ounce for every pound of the dog. So your dog is going to have to eat a lot of chocolate. Forever a listener, Doug. Hey, thank you, Doug. I appreciate it. Someone else wrote, Ronnie wrote in, Mike, the Bill Maher's new special. It's weird the way his writing came across. And it's hard to make out. It's almost like it's invisible. Sorry, Ronnie. I think he's asking me to check out the new special. I don't know if he likes it or hates it.
Guess you'll find out for yourself.
Yeah. I don't know if I want to put myself through it. Here's the thing. I've never found Bill Maher's stand-up great. I think Bill Maher's a really smart guy. I think he's wrong on a lot of things, but there's no doubt that Bill's a smart guy. I think he's open to discussions more than a lot of people these days seem to be on the left, which is encouraging.
He's wrong, but he's open to hear your point.
He is, and I think his ideology is wrong in some respects. I mean, who the fuck am I? But I think Bill means well, and he definitely can. He can call out. He can call out some bullshit when he sees it, which is encouraging. But honestly, I've never found his stand up to be like. I have such a high standard for stand up comedians and what I like and appreciate. And Bill's just not. He's more of a political commentator than a stand up. And so I don't know, but I should check it out. Maybe I will. I know it's new. It might be on Netflix or HBO, one of those, probably HBO. But anyways, all right, Garrett, we'll kill it there. Have a great rest of the day, buddy. We'll be back tomorrow with a member show, and hopefully some of you will join us.